Zoom platform as well as through YouTube to this flagship program, that is NEP orientation and sensitization program. As we have earlier discussed, and since last 2 days we are discussing regarding the NEP and its different thrust area. As we have already discussed the academic leadership, and yesterday was session, preliminary session on the higher education and society. And one of the crucial and important parts of this higher education and society is the social responsibility and the community engagement. Friends, as yesterday we have already discussed that without the community engagement and the stakeholders of the engagement, it is not possible to develop our society in the terms of the socio-economic development. So for discussing today's theme, that is fostering social responsibility and community engagement in the HEIs. We have with us an eminent expert, Professor Anant Marathe sir. Sir, warm welcome in behalf of the Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, to this flagship program. Friends, Professor Marathe sir is former principal at HVPM College of Engineering and Technology, that is affiliated to the Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University. He has also worked as a principal at the College of Engineering and Technology, Akola, that is also affiliated to the Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, and he is also worked as a principal at the Gharda Institute of Technology, that is situated in the Raigad. Sir has more than 42 years of teaching as well as the research experience. Out of that, the 6 years he has the scientist or the R&D manager at the Industrial Research Center. His area of specialization is the chemical engineering, appropriate technology, waste treatment and the management, and the most important, that is the educational management. Under his able guidance, 3 research scholar has been completed their PhD degree. Sir has there are 50 research papers or the publication on his credit from the national and reputed national and international journal. He has also written author of the 2 books. Sir has completed 2 major research projects as well as 2 minor research projects. There are 5 patents on his credit. Out of 2, there are the technology transfer to the industries. Sir has the recipient of the Distinguished Principal Award by the Computer Society of India at IIT Mumbai. He is also recipient of the Excellence Award in the publication category at the international conference, and is also recipient of the Vasundhara Mitra Award at the Kirloskar Vasundhara Festival. This is a brief introduction with regards to Professor Marathe sir. Friends, when the NEP has came to door of Amravati Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University for its implementation, since that inception, Professor Marathe sir is engaging as a mentor at our university, and under his able guidance and the mentorship, university has contributed various policies towards the implementation of NEP. Not only the policies, sir has also drafted the credit curricula as well as the directions of the university, and sir has played the most important and the crucial roles in the development of university in entire process. In terms of academic as well as the educational management. So I will today we have with us a very great and eminent personality like Professor Marathe sir. Sir, I again extend my warm welcome to you and request you to start with your session. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, Ankit. I am really indebted to you always as usual for your really enthusiastic and nice introduction. Because when the resource person is introduced, it creates very positivity in the minds of those who attend the sessions. So from that perspective, you have really started as a best opening batsman for our today's session. So thank you, Ankit. I also thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Director of Malviya Teachers Training Institute, which was erstwhile HRDC Center of UGC HRDC Center. I am also thankful to Ankit and all his team for making necessary arrangement, and most you can say persons who really deserve special thanks are the learned participants in large number. So we will have interactive session, as Ankit has said, that we have already little bit aware of new dimension to higher education, something what we call is at our social responsibility. So in today's discussion, we will like to have this 3 hours duration. It's a long duration. So in two parts. First part, we will have of about 90 minutes and plus minus 10 minutes of, you can say, tea break or some break. Then again, we will have another 90 minutes session, out of which we will have about 15 minutes for our interaction, question answers, to know each other in a better way. So that will be how we will plan our time. Our major outcome, learning outcome of our today's discussion is we should be able to look into four questions. Number one, is social responsibility or community engagement are really relevant to higher education? First question. If yes, should it be part of higher education? If yes, is it possible? Can it be a part of our system? Yes. If yes, then fourth question, how smoothly we will be able to extend our present activities of generally education, that is teaching and research, into new domain of social responsibility and communication, community engagement. So we will try to find out answers for these four questions. Now, how it has come after, you can say, implementation of NEP, we will try to understand. So let us first understand the background of National Education Policy 2020. Friends, let me tell you, this policy document is a evolved document. It is not that for few years some experts have come, they have deliberated, need was arisen, and some policy document has come. Generally, it happens in case of most of the policy document. But in case of national policy 2020, it is a evolved document. We all know that our last national policy was somewhere in 1986, 1987. And as soon as those then policy of 86, 87 was introduced, same year, the process of evolution of this policy 2020 has started. So it has got its roots in almost the year in which, you can say, this earlier policy was formulated. The major international event or impact, what has impacted in evolution of this policy, was Washington Accord of 1987. What is the gist of that Washington Accord? Was it only for trade and industry? No. The Washington Accord was mainly to standardize higher education in particular and technical education, to that extent more particular, into some global standard. So it was a document which necessitated all signing countries, including India, to change the curriculum, even total education system of higher education and particularly technical education, into some standard norms and practices and benchmarks which were accepted worldwide by those signing countries those days. And as a result, even 1986 policy, as we know, was modified somewhere in 91, 92. Second thing which impacted, or you can say catalyzed, the process of necessitating new education policy was the event of it was the necessity of Samir sir. Samir sir, I request please mute. I know you are having not many responsibility in the law university, so please try to mute it. So second thing which impacted the evolution of education policy was globalization, acceptance of globalization, liberalization, and privatization policy in 1992. So it was not only trade and services, but it was also education, which became the part of global system. So it necessitated the change in standards and benchmarks so that degree from one country, particularly from India, could be accepted as equivalent to a degree of any other university in the world, particularly those who were the signing authority of this globalization, or what we generally called as GATT agreement. Third major impetus was the development of the concept of sustainability in the world. Now, this sustainability development has a bigger impact on our topic, which is social responsibility and community engagement, which was included as a official part of national education policy. So we will see that since 1987 to 2013-14, the events worldwide necessitated the evolution of national education policy. Now, once we understand it is a evolved policy, one thing we will also understand that from various governments since 1987 to 2020, this evolution process has passed through various stages through all the governments which had come in India since during that period. So it is irrespective of which government comes, this national policy is the evolved policy or outcome of many of the global events and global commitments of our country. So takeaway is that NEP is a evolved policy, and it will get implemented because of certain national, international commitments. So let us understand the important part of our today's discussion, which has started in the concept of under the name of sustainable development. Why we are discussing this concept of sustainable development? We are trying to find out the answer for our first question. And that question is, how come up till now education means something like, you can say, teaching, learning, and research, from where the concept of community development or social responsibility has evolved, and how it became the part of higher education. So, first question, that should community development be the part of higher education, or can it be the part of higher education? So we are trying to find out answer for our first question. Now the answer lies in the events, global events, very important event, which have taken place since 1987 to 2004 in terms of what environment and development. So there was World Commission on Environmental and Development, which is known as Brundtland Commission. Brundtland was Prime Minister of Norway. And the document which came out through that commission is popularly known as Our Common Future. The report came in 1987, and this report has defined the policy required to achieve sustainable development. In that, the concept of sustainable development is given under various, you can say, chapters, but most commonly accepted definition, and which also is appealed to me. So there are several ways and of defining, and there are several definitions. But the definition which we will take for our future, you can say, discussion is development that meets the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their future generation needs. That is what is called as now sustainable development. And this definition was also accepted by United Nations in its conferences held in Johannesburg in 2002. So the journey started in 1987. Major step happened in 21st century in 2002, and more than 175 countries have accepted the future course of development as only sustainable development. And the concept and definition of sustainable development means without compromising our needs, we have to ensure that needs of future generations will also be equally met. And this concept of sustainable is based on three major areas. Often these three major areas are referred to as pillars of sustainable development. What are those pillars? So three important pillars are: one is social, ecological, and economical. Now, once it is accepted that any development should give equal weightage, or it will be called as only sustainable or endurable development, only and only if that development classifies or pass these three tests. One is social, that is fostering the social work, community, maintaining social identity. Other is ecological, and third is economical. So this is how the fostering of social responsibility and community engagement came as the important aspects of sustainable development. And in 2004, what is popularly known as Bones Declaration, the onus of sustainable development was put on the shoulders of education in general and higher education in particular. So if we see the journey from 1987 to Bones Declaration of 2004 regarding sustainable development, then later on Paris Agreement in 2015 came. That was another milestone. But this journey of 1987 to 2004 make one thing very clear, that sustainability development will have three pillars, and fostering social responsibility and community engagement will be one of the most important three pillars of this sustainable development. And the catalyzing agent, or this sustainable development will be you can say implemented through the medium and channel of education in general and higher education in particular. That is how higher education and sustainable development, and through that higher education and social responsibility and community engagement, they got linked with each other. So one thing is very sure for or takeaway for right now's discussion is that now social responsibility and community engagement are important duties and functions which are expected by whole world, and we HEI are will be responsible to take the torch. We know that later on 17 goals were decided in Paris Agreement, and time period also. Say 2030 is first time limit to achieve the some of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and 2035 is the deadline decided by world for themselves to implement most of the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So, national education policy, when it came into existence, it came along with the responsibility of taking, meeting the sustainable development goals accepted by our nation. The 17 sustainable development goals, which we are expected to do, we will find amongst these 17 which are our priority, where really education has to play a role. You will find the sustainable development goal number 4 is quality education. So quality education is the mandate of sustainability development goal accepted by nation world, many 175 nations. and we have to go with this mandate of sustainable development number goal. That is why in 75 pages of our national education policy, in 4-5 chapters of our NEP 2020, you will find at number of places and number of pages the achievement or fulfillment of SDG 4 is mentioned, and that SDG 4 means quality education. If we see sixth number, clean water and sanitation, now that is also to be, you can say, achieved through or with the help of higher education. Now, there comes the role of our social responsibility and community engagement. So, we are expected to work in the areas of, you can say, water sanitation as well as you can say clean water. We are expected to work in sustainable development on it also. We are expected to work on sustainable development goal number 11, which is sustainable cities and sustainable communities. So through these 17 goals, for SDG 4, 6, 7, 11, 16. So these are the goals which the higher education institutions are expected to play major role in this. So that is how should, you can say, social responsibility be a part of higher education? Answer is yes. Now, in this context, let us also understand what is happening in international level also. And what had happened regarding higher education and social responsibility at international level, then at national level, how it got entered into national education policy, and how it will get translated into action through higher education institutions. This is what we will try to understand now. Now, if we take the international scenario regarding higher education and social responsibility, why we have to understand what is happening internationally? Because it is a part of globalization. Now, local things are global things, and global things have to be implemented at local things. This is how the globalization process, and this is one of the agendas of NEP also, which is evolved since 1987. So let us understand what is world doing regarding our today's topic, that is higher education and social responsibility. Somewhere in 2009, a UNESCO conference was held in Paris on higher education. And the declaration which came out of this conference reads as higher education has the social responsibility to advance our understanding of multifaceted issues and our abilities to respond to them. Through its core missions of teaching, research, and service, it should lead society in generating global knowledge to address global challenges, inter alia food security, climate change, water management, intercultural dialogue, renewable energy, and public health. So this is UNESCO declaration signed by all countries including India, and where Paris Convention has endorsed that higher education has social responsibility and areas also they have mentioned. Now, why this slide is important? Because it gives us idea in which area we are expected to work. So we are expected to work from traditional knowledge, whatever each country has got, whatever societal wisdom is there, we have to generate global knowledge, even considering the community wisdom and traditional knowledge and community knowledge. So we higher education institutions are expected to interact with community and try to understand the traditional knowledge and traditional wisdom. Second thing, we have to address, we are expected to take the challenges in the areas of climate, food security, water management, cultural, renewable energy, and public health. So that way, this UNESCO declaration gives us areas in which we are expected to function. Now that was the first, you can say, major international, you can say, declaration. Second was 2017 conference and its declaration. What does it says? That conference has focused on the theme towards a socially responsible university, balancing the global and local, and it calls upon HEI as centers of training and the production as well as transmission of knowledge, and HEI are considered to be well positioned to link local with global. So very clearly this mandate is given in 2017 and it is the foundation of this arm of social responsibility and community engagement for with the HEI. So what does this say if we highlight it? That we have to become a socially responsible HEI and balancing global and local. See, whole journey is towards globalization and balancing the local things with global things. And we are expected to be centers of training. So now when we use the word training, it is something extension of teaching learning. Training always means hands-on or skilling. Second is we are not only transmission of knowledge, but we have to be the center of production or generation of also knowledge. So research, innovation, that component is also expected. And next is linking local with the global. So in our concept of social responsibility and community engagement, we necessarily have to have programs of training and skilling, transmitting knowledge not only from our side to the community but undertaking community knowledge also to us, and then whatever is local best possible practices we have to take it to the global. So this is the path on which we have to work when we go for, you can say, extension of our activities in the area of community engagement. These are the international initiative. Another international initiative is known as Pascal International Observatory, and it has focused attention on promoting university means HEI partnership with regional and local governments over the past decade. So one more arm is added to us through international initiatives, that in our programs of fostering social responsibilities and community engagement, we have to have partnership with local, regional or national governments. Means whatever government's welfare schemes are there, it is expected that in our program officer, our team of students, they should be fully aware of the various schemes. We have to partner with the government agencies and we have to synchronize our efforts with those schemes, and we have to take full advantage of those schemes, and we have to ensure that those schemes reach to the last person in the community. So this is also expected through international initiative. Another international initiative is known as Colorized Network on Civic Roles and Social Responsibilities of Higher Education, wherein more than 400 universities worldwide became the member, and the focus was on promotion of university engagement in communities to strengthen the democratic citizenship among the youth. So this is another arm given to us through international initiatives which are accepted even at national initiatives. So once we understand some of the international initiatives, one more international initiative is by government of United Kingdom, which has supported a national center of coordinating public engagement by HES, where universities are supported to foster social responsibilities and community engagement. So these international universities also initiatives are also having impact on our policy of community engagement. And for last 2 decades, European Union's Horizon 2020 research program has been explicitly focusing on responsible research and innovation, which mainstreams the public engagement in research project of the university. So what is the mandate adoption of this European Union's program for us? It means our some of the research programs henceforth will necessarily be directed towards social responsibility and community engagement also. So social problem, communities problems, those will also be our, you can say, problem statements for our graduate, postgraduate or research programs. There is one more initiative internationally known as science shops. Now, this initiative around the world demonstrates the growing practice of community engagement and social responsibility in higher education. The Living Knowledge Network in Europe has emerged from the movement of science shop, which started somewhere in Netherlands. Now, this science shop is also another movement of interrelating community and
मूवी से
HEIs
फालतू का चीज बंद हो गया मौसम रहती
with, you can say, community. Now, with this international background, we, being the responsible nation and signatory of all international agreements since 1987, maybe Washington Accord, maybe Paris Agreement, maybe Bonds Declaration. So, because we are also the member of those 175 countries club, we have taken the experiences of international initiatives, and in India has also started working around 2010 in the area of social responsibility and community engagement for, you can say, our HEIs, including university.
है आपको देखो मैं अप्रैल पहन के आई
Somewhere a national
no nobody wearing April
somewhere, may I request participant to please, it becomes very disturbing, for me. Please, I request every participant to please keep their mic on mute mode. Ankit, can you request participants to please mute their mic? Yeah. So somewhere in 2011, a committee of experts was formed by then Planning Commission. Now it is Niti Aayog, and it was regarding community engagement in India. And the committee was given the mandate to analyze the purpose, principles, and forms of social responsibility and community engagement for higher education institutions. And the committee submitted its report to then MHRD, now it is Ministry of Education, about fostering social responsibility and community engagement. So this important report of the committee formed by the Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog, which has submitted its report to then MHRD, now Ministry of Education. Many of the recommendations of this committee are enforced or are implemented in our national education policy of 2020. So one thing is very sure, that this social responsibility and community engagement wing has become a part of higher education's responsibilities and duties. It is not because somebody somewhere wanted it to be, but it got evolved from 1987 to 2013 in India, from international various committees to India's committee formed by Niti Aayog. And it is now very clear for all of us that the deliberations, decisions, and recommendations of various committees, commitment of our nation to the globe since 1987 to 2013, the social responsibility and community engagement has become the wing of our duty as higher education institutions or university. So should community engagement or social responsibility be the part of duty of HEIs? Answer is yes. And reasons are various deliberations since 1987 to 2013. For so many decades, it was debated, and now it was accepted that yes, worldwide, the fostering social responsibility, community engagement is the function of higher education institutions and universities. So should it be? Answer is yes. Can it be? Now let us see how it can be. Now, in when we have become the signatory of global commitment to achieve sustainable development by 2030, achieving these 17 goals requires generating locally appropriate solutions, and generating locally appropriate solutions for the local problem is the mandate of sustainable development, and it requires involvement of HEIs to community as well as involvement of community towards HEI. So it will be a part of partnership, and this partnership stakeholder government will also be one of the important stakeholder in this aspect. So undertaking the locally prioritized research for communities around them, and research and teaching of each of sustainable development goal will enable multidisciplinary approach in HEIs, as each sustainable development goal cuts across several academic disciplines. Now, this is the foundation or basic one of the principles of our national education policy. Now, once we understood that what is the background and the complete evolution process of national education policy, the foundation, we will clearly understand. We know that the whole evolution process is from Washington Accord, from globalization, from sustainable development, from international initiatives on social responsibilities, community engagement, Niti Aayog's, you can say, committee report. So all those became the foundation for, you can say, finally accepting National Education Policy 2020. So you will find that NEP is based on 5 pillars: access, equity, quality, affordability, and finally accountability. For us, we should understand that access, equity have come from sustainable development as well as affordability, because sustainability development has got 3 pillars: social ecology as well as economy. Quality is the mandate from Sustainable Development Goal 4 as well as from Washington Accord. Benchmarks, worldwide benchmarks of quality are given, parameters are given, and every institution, HEI, is mandated to reach to those benchmarks. That is how NAC and NBA also had come into picture to ensure the quality mandate. But it is the mandate of Sustainable Development 4 also. And fifth one, for all these things to happen, accountability. So we, all stakeholders of higher education, now or then will be held accountable for achieving sustainable goals, achieving access, achieving equity, and even extending affordability. So important you can say, onus or responsibility will be accountability for our existence. That is how outcome-based education is the approach. So NEP is not bringing the change. NEP is transforming the education completely in my perspective. Now, with this foundation and background, our next question is, can it happen? Can social responsibility and community engagement will ever become, or is it possible, or will it become effective part of our higher education system or university? Now let us see what is NEP 2020's mandate. In policy statement, very clearly it is given the purpose of education system. So purpose, whatever is mentioned, is a good human being capable of rational thought and action, possessing compassion and empathy, courage and resilience, scientific temper, creative imagination, sound ethical moral values, and it aims at producing engaged, productive, contributing citizens for building equitable, inclusive, plural society, and as envisaged in our constitution. Equitable, inclusive, contributing citizen. So mandate is very clear. We have to go to citizen and we have to prepare our students as a contributing citizen. In chapter 10.3 and 10.6 subsection, very clearly the policy regarding HEI and community engagement, particularly if we see the National Education Policy 2020, we will see that this 75-76 page document is divided in different parts. First part is school education, second part is higher education, then professional education, teachers education, how it will make happen, regularity, authority. So there are various chapters and sections. If we go through them, you will find, particularly for higher education, there is good thrust on SDG 4 and HEIs and community engagement. The vision very clearly states, probably it may be the first time how HEI or university is defined. If we see the definition of university given in section 10.3, it states it will be a multidisciplinary institution of higher learning having undergraduate and graduate program with high quality teaching, research, and community engagement. Probably this word community engagement was not available in the definition of university or HEI before NEP. Now, in the very definition of HEI and university, the you can say along with high quality teaching and research, the responsibility of community engagement is added. So now as an institution, we will have three domains of work: teaching, research, and community engagement. As well as in section 10.6, it is very clearly mentioned that in addition to teaching and research, HEIs will have other crucial responsibilities, including community engagement and service. There are other few also given, supporting to school education, etc. But the mandate is very clear. By our very definition of our existence, community engagement is part of our being, and the responsibility, that too crucial responsibility, is of community engagement and service. So question whether community engagement, service, or social responsibility, should it be part of higher education? Answer is very clearly given in 10.3 and 10.6. It's not a question of should, it has to be, because our very definition talks about its existence. So our existence is there if this third thing is also there. Then similarly, at various other places, the in say 13.4 also, the purpose of NEP says empowering faculty for conducting innovative teaching, research, and again the word service is added. So not only HEI, to individual faculty also the service community engagement, the responsibility is added. This NEP document also very clearly talks about what do we mean by education, and particularly what do we mean by education in higher education institutions. It is very clearly specified that our transformation will be towards less content but more how to think critically. So design thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, creative and multidisciplinary, innovation, adoption, and absorbing new material in novel and changing field. This is what education in higher education institutions will mean. So our approach in future will be from rote learning to critical thinking, design thinking, and problem solving abilities, and adapting and absorbing new material and changing field. It is also very clearly mentioned that we are not expected to develop only cognitive capacities, but higher order capacities, critical thinking, and for problem solving, for social, ethical, and emotional capacity. So, social is embedded in definition of HEI, in definition of university, in defining the role and responsibility of faculty, also in defining what do we mean by education also. So everywhere in this policy document, the importance of engaging community and social responsibility is highlighted in various sections. So in nutshell now, if we just take the summary of what we have discussed in second part of NEP, is what do we mean by education in HEI now? Now we will have three responsibilities, three wings as a part of education. When we say we impart education means what do we have to do? We will have to do teaching learning, which we are doing for ages together. Research, now research may be invention or more thrust is given on innovation. There is clear difference between invention and innovation. Innovation is something which can be implemented immediately, and that is it should improve the present working or working process or whatever is presently being done. Value addition, maybe small value addition to it, but immediately implementable solutions to the current problem is called as innovation. Probably invention may be long-term things. And third important thing, along with teaching, learning, and research, is fostering social responsibility and community engagement. Of course, assessment, evaluation, and examination is also part of our duty. So let us take in future that we will be working in these four domains when we are working as a faculty in HEI. In case of teaching learning also, now thrust is given on learning throughout NEP document. At little places you may find the word teaching is used, but everywhere you will find the word learning is used. And learning is also to be given in three domains: knowledge information called as cognitive domain, psychomotor, that is skilling, doing, and training domain, and third is attitude, behavior, values, and ethics domain called as affective domain. So this is what we should understand when we understand what do we mean by implementation of NEP. Now we will go to our focused part, that is sustainable development goals and community engagement. Now let me take a recap for our, you can say, what we were learning, outcomes we are planned. First was, should social responsibility or community engagement be the part of higher education and responsibility or duty of teacher? Answer is very clear that whole world has accepted or decided in a way that universities and higher education institutions are catalytic agent to bring necessary change development concept, that is sustainable development. Various international initiatives are being taken for many decades, and since last decade India has also developed a very clear understanding of role of HEI for sustainable development and community engagement through Niti Aayog, that was earlier Planning Commission, as well as by Ministry of Education, which was earlier Ministry of Human Development. We also know that since 1987, through Washington Accord, through Brundtland Conference, in 21st century Johannesburg Conference, Bonn's Declaration, Paris Agreement, it is now accepted and mandatory that when we use the word higher educational institution or university, it means they will be working in three main domains, that too with quality, that is teaching, learning, research, invention, innovations, and social responsibility and community engagement. It is also now very clear when NEP is accepted that our duty when we become a teacher, when we become a faculty in higher education, we are laden with the responsibility of community engagement for our own areas, our own faculty, whatever we are teaching, learning, or doing research. But community, I cannot say henceforth that I am interested in my research, I am interested in taking class, but I do not have flavor of community engagement. So please spare me from this engagement. Probably earlier it was option. Only few people used to go for NSS, UBA, or community related activity. Now it is a mandate. Every teacher, it is part of our duty. So should we go? Answer is there is no option. We have to go is the answer. Now, how slowly, how can it be done? And finally, how it will be implemented? These are the two answers. We will try to find out the solution henceforth. Now, first is national education policy, how it is relating sustainable development goal and expecting our community engagement. Now, very clearly, NEP says that our high quality higher education will have equity and inclusion. Now, equity, access, inclusion is the global development agenda as sustainable development number 4, and India has committed to achieve SDG 4 by 2030. SDG 4 is quality education with equity and access. That is why gross enrollment ratio enhancement is on priority. Before implementation of NEP, our gross enrollment ratio was somewhere 25 to 27, but it is expected it should reach to 50%, and immediate target is of 35-40%. So this is the topmost agenda of enhancing gross enrollment ratio for sustainable development, and this is our one priority area. What does this SDG 4 agenda takes about? Ensure inclusive, equitable, quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. This lifelong learning opportunities for all, this mandate makes us to get connected with community, and those who have left out of education, some people are school dropout, some may be college dropout, some may be somewhere they want to learn after they are doing something in as a community, but they want to learn something. So we have to reach them as a part of our community engagement. and include them, enroll them, and we have to maybe in technical education, vocational education, academic education, training, skilling, whatever may be the mode or form of education, we have to engage those who are left going to the community and increase the gross enrollment ratio, and that target is by 2030. So in coming 5 years, we are expected to increase our gross enrollment ratio. Now it is also mentioned very clearly that all critical targets and goals are to be attained. And this is the statement mentioned in NEP. So it is for as a part of education policy of country. So this is to be achieved through educational institutions, colleges and universities. For this holistic and multidisciplinary education, it is expected that all HEIs will include credit-based courses and projects in the area of community engagement. So slowly we are trying to understand how this domain or third wing of community engagement we will be able to implement it. So NEP says start credit-based courses in the areas of community engagement, as well as start taking projects in the areas of community engagement and community service, along with the environmental education. So environmental education, community engagement, community service, social responsibility, they are they asking us to implement at least through two means. One is through courses, credit-based courses, and second is through projects. Now, slowly we are understanding how community engagement will be included in our curriculum, in our regular, you can say, our due part of our regular duties. Now, another, you can say, suggestion or recommendation or policy statement regarding communication is community engagement is to find out the gap between theory and practice through community engagement. So skill gap analysis and bridging that gap is the given pathway for us how to implement the community engagement programs. So we will have courses, credit-based courses, some field project. Then our one of the projects will be to find the gap as respect to theory and practice through community engagement. And next is bridging that gap. So slowly, one by one, they are asking us in what way we have to implement community engagement program. Next is promote deeper interaction between higher educational institution and local communities. For what? For identification and then finding solution for real life problems faced by communities in a spirit of mutual benefit. See, these are the mandates given in the policy itself. So we have to understand in between the line, and when we will implement it, according to we have to prepare syllabus, we have to prepare our scheme of teaching learning, we have to prepare our program for giving projects. So the path they have given us, we have to walk on that path. So one more area or one how we have to implement this community engagement program is going into promoting the interaction. Now, ways and means of promoting interaction, call those people to us or we go to them. We have to take, you can say, help of all government, semi-government, elected bodies, locally, regionally, state or national wide. Next is facilitate the partnership between local community and institutions so that students and teachers can learn from local knowledge and wisdom. Very important statement is made for with the teachers in this policy. They don't say teach. The policy says learn. And that too from whom? along with students and teachers. So we have both teacher and student, both are student now, and we have to learn from local knowledge and wisdom. In NEP, they have proposed to institute one national institute of interpretation, conservation, preservation of local knowledge and wisdom. A complete national level institute is also proposed, but for us at our each institute level and each individual teacher level, it is expected that we first learn what traditional knowledge and wisdom they have. So very clear mandate is through our qualification, experience, and our research, don't go to community as somebody who is better equipped with knowledge, but go to the community more to learn rather than to preach or teach to them. This is the clear mandate given to us, and accordingly, we have to prepare our mindsets and our programs to approach the local communities to understand their present knowledge and wisdom. Then it is also goals are also very clearly given. What are the goals of fostering social responsibility and community engagement? See, these are all documentary mandates given to we people, we HEI, we university, and we individual teacher. It is mentioned what is that at the end of this community engagement, what goals you are given and what goals we are expected to achieve. Remember, always the fifth pillar of NEP, accountability. So when they are giving the goals, some way later, they will be measuring our outcome also. So our future assessment, career advancement, promotions will be through some accountability. Earlier, our accountability was mainly focused towards teaching, learning, research. Now, our accountability will also be fixed to third wing of social responsibility and community engagement. In initial document, they have given us, shown us the path, how to walk, what is expected. They said have certain courses, have certain projects, have partnership, reach to the community, learn from them, and at the end of doing all these things, what goals are set for us is engaging higher education institutions with local communities in order to make curriculum, courses, pedagogies more appropriate in achieving goals of national development. See, when we will have design of even curriculum and courses, they will be, of course, on credit basis, but one of the learning outcomes of our curriculum has to be related to community engagement and national development. Second goal, catalyzing acquisition of values of public service and active citizenship among students and youth alike, which would encourage, nurture, and harness the natural idealism of youth. And third, undertaking research projects in partnership with local communities. So these are the goals. What do we get from it? It means whenever we will assign certain project, we will undertake certain research project. Probably when we will submit research project for funding or for any qualification, one of the questions there will be how your proposed research project is beneficial to local community or to the environment. This question may always crop up and may become important for releasing the funds or registering us for any research project. So these are the goals given by NEP for community engagement and social responsibility. Then certain key principles are also given. See, complete guidelines are given Because when they are adding third, you can say domain, third arm to our duties and responsibilities, on the backside of it, they are giving us complete support system also. So they have first mentioned in what way community engagement can be done. Second way, what goals are to be achieved. Now they are also mentioning the principles of community engagement and you can say fostering social responsibility. First principle mentioned is mutual learning and respect. See, we please for few seconds, let us introspect and let us look around our teaching community. One thing all of us will slowly or probably accept that because of our high qualifications, our high experience and research, a small element comes in our mind that we are little bit more knowledgeable than the rest of the world around us. And the key principle of community engagement says, please remove that ego. It is mentioned that mutual learning and respect, our learning from community as well as teaching to the community. So it will be a two-way process as well as if we want respect from community, respect the community. And it is given as a key principle for engagement that mutually agreed interest and need require rural and peri-urban poor communities, and HEI should be articulated and respected. Without ensuring mutual benefit, nothing can happen. So very clearly it is given. The community engagement does not serve the purpose of social responsibility at HEI without ensuring mutual benefit. So we should also get benefit. Community also should also get benefit. So it is not that we are only going and doing some charity work and only benefit of community is 100% priority. It is very clearly mentioned that enrichment of HEI, enrichment of individual teacher in terms of knowledge, wisdom, probably support also is expected in program of community engagement. While community learns from student and faculty engaging with them, students and teachers should also learn from community's knowledge and experiences. So when our outcome will be measured, when our accountability will be assessed, that time we should be able to demonstrate. We also, what we have learned from community, what is the community wisdom, what is the traditional knowledge which will benefit with the teacher, with the student, and with the HES for discharging our duties. So, whatever record we will keep in our, you can say, record of community engagement duties which we will be performing, we have to keep in this mind. We should be able to demonstrate that we have followed this first principle. Second principle, again, it is very important for all of us, is that community engagement and social responsibility will be university wide, it will be HEI wide, it will be for each faculty and for each discipline. So we have to come out from this mindset that community engagement or social engagement, or presently we are doing suppose NSS or Unnat Bharat Abhiyan or blood donation or some sort of community engagement exercises, those earlier few of the faculty and few of the discipline might have been entrusted with this type of job. But when we say NEP is implemented, it means community engagement wing is for every faculty and every discipline. It will not be limited to few social science discipline. It will be practiced across all disciplines and faculties of HEI Faculties of natural science engineering also are mandated to promote community engagement in teaching and research. And it is expected, outcome is expected that it will help to educate local communities about new technologies, innovations, as well as it benefits, so students and faculty will also be benefited from it. So what is the takeaway from this second principle? That now community engagement and social responsibility will be for every teacher and every discipline, whether you are from commerce, arts, science, engineering, that will not matter. Whether I am a assistant professor, associate professor, or professor, it will not matter. It will be a part of every discipline and every faculty. Third principle, that all these programs will entail students to earn credit. So it will be a credit based for students. So participation of students in teaching activity of community engagement or research project and learning will entail them to earn credit. Thus, community engagement will be included to meet their graduation requirement, and it will be integrated into assessment. So, community engagement will have some compulsory credits. 8 to 10 credits out of 120 credits will have to be earned by the student for 3 years undergraduate program through community engagement and social responsibility. So earlier probably NSS, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan or blood donation like social cause work used to get some incentive marks for the student, but now it will be something like some courses as they earn from some language courses, science courses, or some by appearing for certain examinations, student get credits and marks. Similarly, through community engagement, student will have to earn some credits. Otherwise, their graduation will not be completed. So it will be mandatory requirement of graduation. This is another big change when NEP will be implemented. Community engagement and courses and project work on this area will be mandatory for students. So obviously, it will be part of our workload as a teachers too. Now they have suggested, after giving certain principles, important goals they have given various ways how it can be implemented. They have given what will be the mandatory part of it. Now they have suggested various activities also. The performance assessment of teachers, researchers, and administrators in higher education institutions will include review of their involvement and contributions to community engagement in teaching and research. So the fifth pillar of NEP, which is accountability. Now, here, how we will be accountable, how we can grade, you can see in our career advancement scheme or our CR, this component, our contribution and involvement in community teaching and research will be the one of the indicators of our performance. So, as students have to earn credits, we have to earn certain, you can say, marks for our performance appraisal, and community engagement will be one area wherein we will have to necessarily earn some marks through this. Criteria and weightage to community engagement by teachers and researchers should be explicitly included in assessment for recruitment, regularization of services, promotions, modifying existing API. So this is the part of accountability. What is the takeaway for we, the teachers? That now it is a part of our duty and responsibility, not only duty responsibility, but our outcomes our assessment, teachers' assessment will also have ingredient of our engagement in these areas. On that basis, from recruitment to promotion, weightage will be considered. So this the first few questions which we are trying to answer was, should the community engagement and social responsibility be the part of higher education institution or university? Answer is there is no option. It's whether it should have or can it be. These questions are answered as a policy, not only government of India's policy, but as a global commitment and as a policy of a globe. We have seen international initiatives, we have seen national initiatives, we have seen national commitment, we have seen international commitments, we have seen process from local to global, we have seen process of global to local, and all these through all these things we have seen now that social responsibility and community engagement program, there is no question anymore whether it should be or it can be, it has to be. So this thing we have very clearly mentioned. NEP in such a document of 75 pages has mentioned at number of places about SDG 4 and community engagement and services. So as a policy also it is to be done. Now as a supporting document for implementation of policy, we have seen that principles of community engagement are very clearly given in documents. The goals of community engagements are given, credit to be earned by student mentioned, and performance assessment of faculty and HEI will also be given. It means as an institution, if we go for NAP or NBA henceforth, measure our marks or assessment as an institution will have a component of social responsibility and community engagement, our research in that area. When as an individual department it will come, you will find at university level, every course, every faculty will have component of this area. When it comes to individual teacher, it will be necessary for each of us to contribute and get involved, being made as a compulsory component of our duty, our assessment, recruitment, promotion, and as a student also, it will be mandatory for student to earn minimum certain number of credits through this community engagement and social responsibility related programs. Otherwise, they will not get degree. So if 120 are minimum number of credits to be earned for 3-year program, in that case, out of these 120 credits, some 8-10 credits every student will have to earn through this program. So this is what we have earned, and we have tried to find our learning outcome related question. Should it be? Can it be? Now our next is third question. How can we do implementation part? So as we have decided, we will have our sessions in two parts. First part was about understanding the complete evolution of this part in total global higher education arena, evolution of NEP, evolution of social responsibility, community engagement component as a part of HEI and university and faculty, how it has evolved, how it is ingredient, made an ingredient of our system, how it is now mandatory for all three institution, teacher and student to have courses and research in this area. Then how will it be implemented? That part we will do. So we will take 10 minutes break as we have decided first part. Meantime, if anybody has any question on this part 1 of our today's interactive session. I will be glad to you can say answer to the best of my ability. Else, we will take 10-15 minutes break and then we'll get again rejoin. Is it okay? All participants, please. Ankit, is it okay? Participant, please. Is it okay if
Okay, sir.
we okay? So if you wish to have some questions, I am ready. Else we will meet after 10 to 15 minutes. Have some break, have tea break, etc. Then we will go to the second part of it.
Okay, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Please, ma'am.
Sir, you said that community engagement will be one of the parameters for judging for the faculties henceforth. So, my question is there any means to evaluate the community engagement work that we will be undertaking?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, if we see the new evaluation parameters, see this program of community engagement will be through certain courses. So, if a teacher is engaging that course, definitely he can demonstrate that I am participating in that course, delivering of course curriculum. It will have field project as necessary part of you can say vertical of NEP implementation. So if we are taking students to the field work, we can demonstrate it when either we call people in our institute and engage some you can say classes, maybe even yoga classes or some sort of some enlightenment classes. It will be also we can demonstrate, and there are clear cut areas in which we are expected and what will be considered as yes participation in this program. So that points are also given. So it will be well documented, measurable part for our assessment.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I think we should stop for 10 minutes. Participants, honorable participant, learned participant, do you permit?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
please.
10 minutes break.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Dear participants, should we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So now let us quickly, within 2-3 minutes, understand what we have done in part 1 and we will start our part 2. In initial part, we have understood the, you can say, evolution of national education policy, what events have major impact since 1987 till 2020 when it was officially accepted as policy. All stages such as Washington Accord, it was globalization, it was then Brundtland Conference, Conference of 1987, then 2002, then Bonn's Declaration of 2004, then Sustainable Development Acceptance, Declaration of, you can say, 2015, Declaration of 17 Goals of Sustainable Development Goal, and mainly during these two parallel things, one on Washington Accord and other on UNO's Earth and Environment related conferences, two parallel worldwide happenings and international commitments, India's being signatories on all those declarations. These two streams have great impact in formulation of NEP, and world over initiatives of social responsibility and community engagement in universities has resulted in somewhere 2011 Niti Aayog, of course, then Yojana Aayog Planning Commission, forming a committee, the recommendations of committee, which came in somewhere 2015, they were included as a part of education policy. So national community engagement and social responsibility of HEIs have become a mandate of higher education institutions and universities. Accordingly, we have seen that in NEP, definition of university and HEI is expanded along with teaching, quality teaching, research, social engagement, community service has been added as one of the mandatory wing of HEI and university, and it has been made compulsory part of our duties and responsibilities for faculty. And in NEP, it is further taken into deep or diversified in the form of learning component of student. Students are mandatorily to earn certain credits to complete their degree program. For faculty and teachers, it is made mandatory as a part of their assessment, recruitment, promotions. And for HEIs and university, it is made mandatory as a part of their duties and existence, then their definitions itself. Once it is done, what are the goals to be achieved? They have also mentioned. And what are various types of programs or activities which can be undertaken under this vertical, those are also been mentioned, such as there could be courses with credit, field work, field project, research project, and other types of engagements which have been mentioned in the supporting document published officially while implementation of NEP. Now, when we have got answer for our 3 questions, should it be a part of higher education? Can it be the part of higher education? Once we have answered, yes, it has to be, then we will find answer for last question. how it will be implemented, how it can be implemented with policy document, supporting document, methodologies provided, support extended. Now we will go into implementation part of it. Now, how can it be implemented by us? This is what we will try to find out in this second session. Now, they have given the various forms of community engagement. So, through these various forms, we have to implement the program of community engagement. Number one, linking learning with community service. Students and teachers apply their knowledge and skills in a chosen community to improve the lives of the people in that community. This can be achieved through the model of service learning, a globally accepted best practice, providing engagement opportunities. Students from various disciplines and courses can apply their knowledge to address the challenges of a specific community. For example, students of chemistry can conduct water and soil testing in local areas and share their results with the community. So this is the first form of linking, you can say, community engagement program that first link the learning with community. And one more thing here it is mentioned, we should have as far as possible multidisciplinary approach. Means a group of student and teacher who is working on the problems of certain locality or certain section of community. The group preferably should be consisted of students from science, arts, commerce, engineering, interdisciplinary. So if multidisciplinary group is formed, then that problem can be appreciated from different perspectives and solution provided to the community will also complete 360-degree solution we can be provided. And a problem can be as small as testing of water or soil to providing some solutions to bigger problems too. So first way of community engagement will be linking the learnings of teachers and students to the community. Second is linking research with community knowledge. In this approach, various faculties and programs of higher education institution devise a joint research project in partnership with the community. See, first was identifying a small problem, trying to provide the solution. Now we are taking some research project and it will be from various faculties and programs, as well as it will be in partnership with communities and local agencies. Local agencies means local government agencies, maybe Gram Panchayat, maybe Jilla Parishad, maybe Collectorate Office, maybe various social welfare teams. And here, the community's own knowledge is integrated into design and conduct of the research. This is very important form of the community engagement expected. It will be a joint project. It will not be a project of only one teacher and group of students of that teacher, but it will be from students of various groups identified deserving and you can say desiring students. That will be the obvious consideration. The student which we select should be deserving to do it, as well as they should be desiring to do the project. Same is the case with faculty. But in this approach, along with academic student and teacher, it is expected that the representative of communities, say senior people in that community, if we talk about farmers community, there is so much traditional wisdom. Even they can predict which type of crop can grow better in this particular year. They know initially itself which type of pest or insects can attack which type of crop. So many and how to deal with such type of calamities. They have got their wisdom and knowledge through experiences. So it is expected in this second form of community engagement that such local wisdom and local knowledge, which may not be registered or noted in any of the written books, it may not be available in any journal, but through their experience, some part is there. So we have to identify such community-wise people, and we have to also make them partner in our research project, and we have to design and conduct such result using their knowledge also. Now, this new research by students help them to complete the academic requirement. At the same time, community knowledge is systemized. So that way, the noting of community's wisdom and knowledge simultaneously will be, you can say, recorded, and top priority mentioned in NEP official document is also to conserve, preserve, record, and interpret traditional wisdom and knowledge. So that part will also be achieved through such participatory project, and such projects are called as community-based participatory research, CBPR, and it is getting more recognition. There was special training program for university teachers for CPBR, and in future probably much funding may come for such type of research rather than individual research. Of course, I am not saying on behalf of any authority, but my study of schemes and policies and the type of training programs which the statutory bodies have conducted for university teachers indicate that CBPR will be given priority over other forms of linking and research. Another way of linking is making knowledge mobilization. So knowledge available with students and teachers in various disciplines should be made available to the local community to realize its developmental aspirations, secure its entitlement, and access benefits from various agencies and schemes. Say, in this approach, we, the institute, we, the teacher, should have a good rapport with collectorate, Jilla Parishad, or Panchayat Samiti, and we ourselves should be aware of various social welfare schemes floated by union government, state government, or other various agencies, or agencies like CSIR laboratories, various DSIR or DST department, where their focus areas and schemes, we should be aware of those schemes, and through partnership with local government and agencies, we should take advantage of those schemes, their funding, and the development aspirations of local community should be fulfilled through such projects taking advantage of various agencies. Now, it will be again a participatory project, but along with student, teacher, and community representative, involvement of those implementing, say, banks may have many schemes, opening of zero balance. So if we take the project on financial or self-help group, you can say reinforcing their strength, something that sort of project if we have taken, in that case, opening zero balance account, or you can say making the schemes, or making self-help group aware of the banking schemes, doing some sort of networking for self-help groups, or providing additional input to the community. Such type of projects are expected so that benefits of schemes are, we act as a catalyst to take benefit schemes to the ultimate beneficiary. So this can take forms of enumerations, surveys, awareness camps, campaign, training, learning manuals, films, maps, study report, public hearings, policy briefs, cleanliness, hygiene teaching, legal aid clinics, etc. For example, students can undertake Swachhata Sarvekshan and or nutrition survey for mothers and children, and we may educate them about hygiene nutrition. So such type of engagement is also encouraged, and credits will be available for student, teacher, and benefits will be there for the community. And this type of linking is suggested in the policy document. Another way of linking is devising new curriculum and courses. Now, one example we will be taking when we will go for case studies. One form of community engagement and social responsibility fostering program is devising the curriculum and courses. Many institutions of higher education develop new curricula as well as in existing curricula to engage with community. This enriches the curriculum of existing courses through locally appropriate subject matter. It creates new locally appropriate educational program that interest new generation of students. For example, new courses on financial inclusion, entrepreneurship development, nutritional value of local produce. Such type of courses can improve knowledge and business opportunities for students. See, last year was International Millet Year. In every locality, in the locality where Santa Gadge Baba Amravati University is located, it is located in Vidarbha region of Maharashtra, Maharashtra state. And here, many tribal areas are there, Megat forest is there, and traditional tribal millets, they have got very high nutritional value, and many projects were undertaken to study the nutritional values of tribal millets, and wonderful results were out, and those millets developed in tribal areas. So those are the produce of tribal people. But now they have opened the marketplaces, various shops, wherein those millets are made available, and these tribal people have got good value for their product, and city people have got good nutritional food for their consumption. So such things have come out from a joint research project of educational institution and with community in tribal areas. This one example I have given, but there could be many projects and many such examples, successful case studies, wherein linking or of these educational new courses or curriculum have, say, home science department particularly has taken some of the projects of, you can say, traditional, whatever food habits are there, whatever local community produces, whatever seasonal, you can say, vegetation comes over here, their nutrition value vis-a-vis conventional eating. So such type of things, many projects are already been taken, and they are such type of more projects are expected. And of course, through such program, students will earn credit, teachers will get their appreciation, and community will get value for their product. Another way of linking suggested in by statutory bodies is including the practitioners as teachers. Very innovative and novel way of increasing community engagement with HEI. It is expected that local community elders, women leaders, tribals, local entrepreneurs, civil society practitioners because they have enormous practical knowledge on a wide variety of issues from agriculture and forestry to child rearing, micro planning, water harvesting, project management. We know that rural people, through their experiences, are more wise sometimes or all the times, even smart, and they have got good treasure of wisdom and knowledge. In this program, it is expected to tap this expertise by inviting such practitioners to co-teach the courses both in classroom and in the field. One example, those participants who are from you can say Maharashtra, particularly from Vidarbha, they know that one Mr. Palekar, Subhash Palekar, a local agriculturalist, is who is awarded with Padma Shri also. He talks about sustainable agriculture, reducing the cost of inputs in agriculture by using traditional knowledge like jaggery or cow dung. Using this, he has shown, experimented and shown, he has done research actually, and at lesser input cost, more productive, more organic, reducing insecticides, pesticides, and fertilizer consumption. So, more hygienic food, profitable agriculture in small land, 1 acre, 2 acre land, how it can be done. So, he is a community leader. He is a wise man, and now he is invited in various colleges as an expert, as a for giving talks, for imparting education through fieldwork project whenever they are there. Many of the institutions invite him and bring him in touch with community so that community is, you can say, benefited. So he becomes a co-teacher for many of our related program. So this is what is expected in linking HEI with community, that include the local community leaders or tap the experience and wisdom of the local people and as a practitioner. Particularly in the area of water management, we can find that women folk of water shortage area, how do they manage their water? That is, we can learn many things. Similarly, we can learn many things from local entrepreneurs, tribals. One case I can just quote here, local entrepreneur, we will find roadside entrepreneurs. If we study their management, it is wonderful. You will find as the season of festival comes, every 15 days, you will find they change their products which they sell on road. So their inventory cost is minimum, their change in products is very high, so turnover is become very high, their input cost is very low, so they are more successful entrepreneur or trader than sometimes big shop owners also. So wisdom and practices of such small entrepreneurs, those who have their shops on the road, we can learn many things. Our students can learn many things. So it is expected that such people are, or practitioners are invited to co-teach along with the teachers, and this instructor should be duly recognized, compensated, and respected for their practical experience and knowledge. This is what is expected in linking the HEI with communities also. Now, with this, you can say intervention, one more way of linking students, faculty, HEI with community is through social innovation by students. It is expected that students are encouraged to initiate learning projects with a social impact in support of we. Incubation of such social projects by the student will also have meaningful links to existing curriculum and courses. Some competitions for social innovations are expected to be organized by HEI, and successful innovation should be integrated into curriculum as a part of, you can say, field project, as a part of project education, as a part of curriculum where how the project is conducted, and showcase for coming batches. So social innovations is also given as one of the important activity to be undertaken by higher education institution, university and colleges. Now with this guidelines, they have provided us the verticals of UG curriculum. Now these verticals are provided by Government of Maharashtra, but similar verticals might have been provided by other states also to their universities and HEIs. We will find here that the whole education system will be regulated through these verticals and framework of, you can say, national education policy. So while implementation of national education policy, what the statutory bodies have done, they have devised credit framework, they have devised curriculum framework, they have devised learning outcome framework, and accordingly with this credit framework, curriculum framework, what they have given is all institutions throughout India will be regulated through these frameworks. And these frameworks, see, internal fill in the balance or devising the curriculum under that vertical, that is permitted for autonomy of every institution or every, you can say, university. But framework will be common so that henceforth transferability of credits and transfer of one student from one university to other university or from one discipline to another discipline, academic bank of credit, everything will get streamlined because the basic framework of each and every course and each and every institution and university will be same, and it is aligned with international framework. So this is how the process of from local to global and equivalency of various degrees and various courses is done through credit framework, curriculum framework. So we will not go for today's discussion into those frameworks because that itself is a different arena and topic. But let us now understand implementation of community engagement, social services in how it is integrated in UG curriculum. So for that, for designing the curriculum, undergraduate course particularly, the based on NEP and statutory bodies, various initiatives and documents, certain areas, what they called is as verticals of curriculum are given. Say for example, choices of major minor discipline, core elective, essentially courses on Indian knowledge system, one generic, one subject specific, vocational skill enhancement, other verticals are there. But what we will be concentrating for our today's discussion is the vertical of field-based learning, on-job training, on community engagement and service. So this is a mandatory vertical of any UG curriculum, at least as far as I know, in all universities, autonomous colleges, and all affiliated colleges of all the universities in the state of Maharashtra. And because it is part of NEP, it will be so in all the universities of India. That is how the portability will be possible. We will concentrate on field-based learning, on-job training, community engagement and service vertical of, you can say, UG curriculum. So first thing, we have to understand here that under a given framework, verticals and their components are given in NEP UG curriculum design. So all the universities will have these verticals and minimum credits for each of these verticals. Now, in case of community development, one example I am giving, probably it may not be much visible, but in first semester and second semester, the course on community engagement is essentially given, and students will be undergoing the course of community engagement and as a practical part field project on community engagement course. Now UGC has suggested the syllabus of this compulsory community engagement course. We know UGC recommends the content. It is universities are autonomous and they have got every right to devise the curriculum which suits to that particular university. It is the privilege of Board of Studies. So I am just trying to explain what course content are recommended by University Grants Commission. Every university will have choice to adopt it or modify it. But we will try to discuss the compulsory course content as recommended by University Grants Commission. So objectives are clear. Henceforth, every course will need to have learning outcomes or objectives. So objectives of this compulsory community engagement course, which is of 2 credits, is to develop understanding of local wisdom and lifestyle in respectful manner, to develop an appreciation of rural culture, lifestyle and wisdom amongst students, to learn about status of various agriculture and development programs, to understand causes of for distress and poverty faced by vulnerable households and explore solutions for it, apply classroom college knowledge of these courses for community. Then
मला काही ऑप्शन्स
come up,
फाईन आर्ट्स असं मला आता स्ट्रीम नाही चेंज करायची PhD साठी.
तर ऍक्च्युली आमच्या इथे कसं आहे, मग तुम्हाला काम पडलं ना, तुम्हाला आता सुट्ट्या आहे मे मध्ये, आणि मे मध्ये आमच्या सुट्ट्या शिफ्ट मध्ये आहे.
Saraya madam, please switch off your mic. We understand that you are discussing something your PhD.
मी पाण्यासाठी बांधते.
नाही, मग हे सगळं आमच्या इथे चांगलं आहे, म्हणजे काही प्रॉब्लेम. आणि इनफॅक्ट पेंटिंग आणि ह्या सगळ्यांची तर आमची बिल्डिंगच पूर्ण वेगळी आहे. बिल्डिंग तर एकदमच
इंटिरियर्स मध्येच आहे.
बिल्डिंग म्हणजे
सेपरेट आहे.
हा, आणि ती बिल्डिंग जस्ट लास्ट इयरच
आता म्हणजे ऑन माय पर्सनल ह्यासाठी मला ते वर्ष पण नाही, तर
1 वर्ष कम्प्लीट करून मग
स्विच करणं कन्व्हिनियंट आहे. मला माहिती नाही,
कारण की शी विल ऑल्सो आस्क वाय विदिन 1 year स्विच.
आणि माझं प्रोफाईल त्यांच्याकडे आहे, त्यांचा कॉल आला होता मला.
म्हणजे त्यांना पाहिजे आमच्याकडे, म्हणजे असं होतं ना की आमच्यासाठी त्याच्यासाठी एनरोल होऊन राहिले लोक.
मॅडम,
करिक्युलम साठी म्हणजे ऍडिशनल कोणाला टाइम नाही द्यायचा, कारण की आम्हाला खूप काम आहे इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेपर वर्क पण.
You will have to mute her microphone. You will have to mute her because she is on the phone, if I am not wrong.
Ankit, please mute her because it becomes very difficult for me, to concentrate. Okay, probably yes. So some of the courses which they have suggested, see, they have given course content for one of the courses, but they have suggested many areas in which courses can be designed for community engagement, 2 credit, 3 credit, depending upon the university and Board of Studies. Some of the courses are rural entrepreneurship, small businesses, financial technical input, renewable energy access to household, participatory monitoring and evaluation of economic development, decentralized planning course, urban informal settlement, migrant workers' livelihood, hygiene sanitation, water conservation, women's empowerment, gender inequality in houses. So such type of many courses they have suggested: child security, rural marketing, community-based research, peri-urban development. So various types of courses they have suggested, and detailed syllabus, indicative syllabus for one of the courses. I am what they have given. I am, you can say, interacting with you and telling. So course credit and its content for 2 credit course, 30-hour course they have given. It is about Panchayat administration, Gram Sabha, Mahila Sabha, local planning, microfinance, SHG, self-help groups, system of saving, local business, linkages to bank, and financial inclusion. These are some of the topics they have suggested in one of the courses. This course they have suggested is of 2 credit and 30 hours per semester, and it is expected that it will have 50% of the field work compulsory for the student. And the detailed modeling and how many hours, what will be the methodology, pedagogy, they have mentioned. Say, for example, appreciation of rural society, that is one of the bit of, say, unit 1. So detail, they had further classified it. Okay, rural lifestyle, these things you do. And the worksheet assignment is prepare a map, and it has to be taught in classroom through discussion, maybe assignment, field visit. So methodology also given. Second bit, they say that understanding of rural and local economy. So this is the second part of that course. So again, what is to be covered is given in third column. Then assignments, what should be there, and what should be the methodology. Third, maybe rural and local institutions. So such type of course is designed and given by UGC. As I told earlier also, UGC has given some of the courses, suggested some of the courses, but it is not only these courses should be designed, only these courses in content should be there. It is up to Board of Studies to, you can say, choose the courses relevant for their area. They can design, but overall, you can say structure they have given. To begin with, we can say in case of our university, we have recommended that to begin with, let us accept the course which UGC has given. It looks to be appropriate for our region also. And as and when modifications are required, we can change it. But in the initial stage, probably Amravati University will be accepting this course content to credit course for first and second semester. Now, when we go to say it is given that finally the students are expected to have some project also. So we have designed, now it is not given by UGC, it is our design that how the project, community engagement or social responsibility fostering project should be undertaken. What should be the stages? If we take small project or even research project, what should be the stages? Now, these we have designed are suggesting it is not mandatory only and only through stages we have to go. There are learned people in our audience, they can have their own, you can say, stages and design of project. But what we have designed, I will like to share with us. Stage 1 is about, you can say, data acquisition and understanding as is in a given adopted village or in the given adopted community, whatever we have selected for our project. It may be some third gender locality, people in the third gender. It may be some people who stay only on road, those do not have any house, that community we are talking about. It may be community which always migrates. It may be a rural community, but you can say on encroachment land, landless people. So, or in general, one, you can say village we have taken as a complete unit to understand its problem and solution. So, there can be n number of options regarding selecting our group for doing the project. Let me take to begin with one village in totality as my unit, and I want to understand what are their problems and find solution to some of them, providing solution, suggesting solution. So in my opinion, the first stage is to understand as it is, what is the present condition, and accordingly data acquisition or survey should be done by the student. Now, for example, we may understand what is the school education available in the school. Whether Anganwadi is the school as one area on which we are collecting data. So we can understand boys and girls in the school level, number of teachers, whether that school is having any infrastructure, if it is up to 4th standard, 5th standard, 10th standard, or even junior college is there. So we can understand the data regarding education in terms of demography, their facilities, the level. Suppose a student of 4th standard, whether he can really understand what is required at level 1 or 1st standard, how Anganwadi is there. So complete data acquisition and understand as it is. Second part, once we have collected the data, analyze the data of as it is. One example, as a case study, I will try to explain if after a few minutes. In that case, we have gone to 5 villages and we have collected data about youth population, their present qualification or levels, and opportunities, what presently they are doing. So that type of data we have collected, I will show you. We have also collected the, you can say, female population of that. So we interestingly found that those who come newly married, say for 1 year to 5 years, those ladies who are newly married into that village, they were quite qualification wise higher educated, and their in-laws were going on the farm as a land laborer, but these new girls, they were not ready, but instead they wanted to do something because they were a bit educated as well. So self-help group was formed and they, some provisions were made and they are doing exceedingly well. But first stage was data acquisition, understanding. Second was analyzing of data and drawing inferences. Now, who will draw? Here, participatory. Some people from villages, knowledgeable senior people, teachers were there, students were also there, and some local, you can say, Gram Sevak was also involved to understand what schemes are available. On the basis of data and analysis, the goals and strategies have to be developed. So third stage, what we have done on the basis of whatever is available. So then we have decided what should be achieved and what to achieve those goals. What will be the strategy? So goals should be feasible. They should be achievable. They should be, you can say, acceptable. So under various conditions, aims and goals were, you can say, decided, and to actually achieve the goals, implementation plan was defined, the phases were defined, wherever, how to monitor the track, and then implementation part there. Assess progress, of assessment of the progress was there. Results were measured, and then students' learning were assimilated. So factors in approach and methodology, important factors was stakeholders buy-in. It most important, ultimately, we have to earn respect and confidence of the rural people. They should have trust. They should feel that what the student and institution is doing, it will not harm them. It will be for mutual benefit, and it is the respect with which the exchanges will take place. It takes a lot of time, number of meetings to gain the confidence. So first important factor was stakeholders buy-in. Second was clarity of goals. Third was deciding key result area and key performance indicator. Another was some measurable quantity of measuring the progress. And then cycle, every time at each stage, analysis was there, feedback was taken, and corrective actions were taken. Flexibility and rationality was always there. So one thing in any of the approaches, flexibility is probably most important because sometimes we have to adjust, otherwise project cannot go successfully. So this methodology was followed when the project was implemented there. Now, this is how we can run the course and project. Incidentally, other benefits of this community engagement and societal, you can say, for responsibility fostering is NAC and NBA and NIRF, National Institutional Ranking Framework, are including the indicators and weightages for community engagement in teaching and research. So whether we want to get ourselves in NIRF or we want to get NAC accredited or NBA, there will be indicators and weightages for this activity, as NEP has made it one of the compulsory component of HEI and teacher's duty. Similarly, NAC, NB and NIRF, they are making changes in their parameters to include this. So if we are working in this area, we will get good marks in NAC, NB or NIRF. Now, all statutory professional councils, including UGC, AICT, Architecture Council, Pharmaceutical Council, Medical Council, now they are aligning curriculum and pedagogies of professional courses also as per the framework and as per the requirement of fostering responsibilities in HEI. So, to complete the requirement of statutory requirement of professional councils, this component will also be helpful, and they are also changing their mandate in this respect. Faculty assigned to operationalize and implement these recommendations will be provided with additional API. These are the recommendations of the committee. This document is available on UGC website also. Anybody, it is an open document, and these things are very clear. We mention in that document that for APIS course and professional progression, it will be the mutational part for faculty. In teaching and research, in this area will be given sufficient weightage in evaluation of teachers, researchers, and administrators. You can say assessment also. Ministry of Corporate Affairs will include these activities for their CSR funding. We know that 2.5% of net profit, those who earn above 5 crore, it is mandatory for them to spend as corporate social responsibility. Now, Ministry of Education is pursuing Ministry of Corporate Affairs to make community engagement social responsibility component as eligible for getting funding under corporate social responsibility from corporate people also. So UGC is also approaching Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs to request that member of parliament funds or member of legislative assemblies development fund are also made available to HEI and their constituencies to implement various proposals included in this document. So this committee, what they have submitted recommendations to UGC and Ministry of Education, they have strongly recommended making funds and finances available for project, for research project, for various community engagement program to the you can say higher education institutions, universities and institutions. Say for example, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan gives 50,000 rupees initially and 2 lakhs up to 2 lakhs for various projects. Similarly, such funding will be available to various community engagement programs. So one thing we should understand that while community engagement, social responsibility components are made mandatory for HEI or university or for teacher or student, simultaneously supporting mechanism is also being developed so that students will get credit, teachers will get proper performance weightages and finance and funding to the institution, and those who undertake projects and research projects for under this. So from all angles, efforts are to be made. But one thing is sure that this part will be mandatory component of our education system. Now, one more scheme under community engagement and social responsibility is launched since 2013, and National Education Policy has specially mentioned about it is Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So here funding are also available, and through Unnat Bharat Abhiyan also we can complete our responsibility towards society and community engagement. What is the vision of this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan? It is the transformational change. Friends, let us, I repeat, I have already made this statement in our first part of session that NEP is has vision of not only change. It is not something existing system to be adjusted with new system. This is not the concept. It is something transforming the present system into a new system. So all recommendations, all the, you can say, supporting instruments developed for implementation and action plan of implementation look for transformation and not adoption of present system to the new system. So since it is a phase of transformation, it is something like revolution. So we have to be very careful, understand each stage and ensure that we are not thrown out of this transformation or revolution, and we have to understand and get adjusted with this revolution. So what does Unnat Bharat Abhiyan looks at? It is the transformational change in rural development processes by leveraging knowledge institutions. See, they are not calling us educational institution, they are calling us knowledge institution. So generation of knowledge is important mandate to us to help build the architecture of inclusive India and have a paradigm shift in academic and research program of the country. So vision is very clear. They want paradigm shift in our academics as well as research program. So one question regarding accountability will always be there for any research program. How your research document is going to help the community. If our research proposal, PhD proposal, postgraduate proposal become a part of library case, probably its weightage will be less than those projects which will show some impact on community development. It is very clearly given in various vision documents, including Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. What are the mission statements for them? Developing of necessary mechanism and coordination among educational institutions implementation agencies, district administration, Panchayati Raj institution, and grassroots holder. This is what is the approach, participatory approach expected in community engagement. So from that, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan also expects partnership of HEI with district administration and Panchayati Raj institution. Then it is talks about selecting the suitable rural cluster or some may not be cluster or some villages which are suitable nearer to a given HEI for effectively participating in holistic development by creating sufficient employment opportunity, harnessing multifarious government schemes, customizing use of existing technology, and use of knowledge as per the local need. This is what they are looking at. And third one is reorienting the academic curricula and research program in HEI to make them responsive to the needs of time and enrich the knowledge of students in terms of community engagement. See, very clear mission is there that they want to make higher educational institutions and stakeholders of it, like we, the teachers and students, to be responsive to the needs of local community. Probably earlier this was never mandate for us, but now it is our mandate and we have to respond to it. There is no choice. Then objectives given are to engage faculty and students of HEI to understand the rural reality, to identify and select existing innovative technologies, enable the customization, and devise implementation methods for innovative solutions as per local needs. So understanding the local need is the first thing. Identifying the problem is important, and then providing them the solution with available innovations or create some innovation for them. But leveraging of knowledge base of educational institution for effective implementation of government program. See, what is the objective? So we are expected to know what are various social welfare programs for rural or community, and we will be playing the role of leveraging our knowledge with their program, and we will be the part of implementation of those programs through our academic or research or innovation activities on the platform of community engagement. So strategies are also given. Number one is capacity enhancement in HEI in research and training relevant to national needs and especially rural India. So what is contemplated is that there will be lot of training program, the one which has presently we are undergoing, to understand what type of programs will be coming in future, and more such programs will be coming which will train us to understand local needs, rural needs, national needs, and we will be given some training or to incapacitate ourselves. Our capacities will be enhanced through various programs so that we can undertake such research and training activities. So this strategy is very clear. Village Adhyayan, situation analysis, assessment of adopted village, assess, identify the interventions and initiatives required, and to create a virtuous cycle of benefiting society, government, and higher education system. So this is what will be, or is now, why will be, is the plan, strategy plan for community engagement and fostering social responsibility. On the planning and implementation stage, the document says that first will be knowledge sharing, as was there in earlier document also, science technology intervention, and reorientation of R&D design. So complete designing thinking, analytical thinking, critical thinking, those parameters will be changed now, and they will be twinned with, or they will be reoriented. So our present system of education will be elevated toward design thinking, critical thinking, and analytical thinking type of education. Social science technology intervention will be expected from us for to solve the problems of rural community. It means first we will have to understand their problem, maybe water, maybe electricity, maybe waste, maybe their you can say finance, or you can say approaches or access to the various schemes. So whatever may be the problem, analysis and providing solution through our available knowledge, our intervention. That is what is the expected in planning and implementation, and redesigning, reorientation of our research and development methodologies, which are we have to suit our designs relevant to the rural setting, ensuring that outcome are not only scientifically robust but applicable to the specific needs of communities. Now our problem statements looking at the research proposals need not be research means only PhD. Research may be PhD research, maybe postdoctoral research, maybe postgraduate research, maybe graduate research, maybe minor project, maybe major project, or it may be a part of regular course also. But it has to be towards, you can say, addressing the specific needs of the community. That is what is expected. And for that, support and funding is also expected. For implementation and monitoring, we have to go through the stages of planning, implementation, and every stage monitoring. And for planning, active engagement of local communities must. So whatever may be our decision-making process, at every stage of planning, we have to ensure probably lot of time initially will have to be spent in simply earning the respect and trust of the local community with the HEI. That gap has to be first bridged, that they have trust and mutual respect, and they also participate in implementation of our project. Then once planning is perfect, during implementation, we will have to have participatory and collaborative approach, and we will be playing more of a, you can say, intermediary role, so that everybody has a sense of ownership, shared responsibility. Then only project can be successfully executed in rural area. That is, and every stage of implementation will be monitored, and it will be flexible wherever required. Necessary changes will have to be brought without spending much time. So flexibility in monitoring is important in rural engagement, community engagement, and social responsibility, this thing. So about fund sharing, funds, convergence of financial resources, it means government has got funds for various schemes. Then probably banks have got various schemes. Institution research program have got various funding schemes. Education Ministry, DST, research body, National Research Foundation, they have got financial resources under various schemes. It is expected that convergence through CSR also it is expected, and optimization of finances is expected as a knowledge institution from HEI. Second, knowledge is also expected to be converted. So ethos of knowledge conversions, it means sharing and integration of diverse knowledge resources. It has to come from with the academic experts, traditional wisdom, insights, rural insight. Many people, they may not be qualified, but they may be very wise because of their experience. So all convergence of knowledge is expected, as well as convergence of all stakeholders. That is creating partnership between we, the HEI, faculty, department, student, government bodies, NGOs, local communities. This is expected while implementing the projects. So planning, thought process, new design thinking, and taking care of convergence optimization is important. We are expected to have linkages with local institutions such as local government, district administration, local entrepreneurs, businesses, and local NGOs. That is what is expected in implementing community engagement projects. It may not be important for having that 2 credit course in the college, but field projects will definitely, or field research project will necessarily require this approach. And various activities they have also recommended for this planning, monitoring, and implementing. Say, for example, some of the practical activities which could be the part of our that coursework or can be part of field visit or field project or minor major project or research project is interaction with self-help group women member, study of their function challenges, visit Manarega project site, interact with beneficiaries, visits to Swachh Bharat project site, Antoday surveys to support Gram Panchayat, visit to rural schools, midday meal centers, study academic infrastructure resources, find the gaps, participate in Gram Sabha meeting and study community participation, associate with social audit exercises at Gram Panchayat level, visit to Nagar Palika office, review scheme, attend parent teachers association meeting and interview school dropouts, visit Anganwadi, observe their services. These are some of the activities recommended in the supplementary document of this thing. And another component, vertical, of NEP is internship, on-job training, and field work. It is expected that NEP recommends that even internship with local agency can become a method of earning credit by undertaking locally useful fields research by students as a part of their academic achievement. Internship can be undertaken in partnership with Panchayati Raj institution, district administration, Nagar Palika. In the state of Maharashtra, Maharashtra government has issued one GR, direction to all Panchayati Raj institution, district administration, Nagar Palika, urban local bodies, government departments that they must provide opportunity of internship to the students of HEI when and when they ask for it. So statutory provisions are also done. Probably same thing may happen in other states also. So internship, on-job training is also permitted as a part of community engagement and fostering social responsibility. So with these all avenues available, I will like to share as a last part of our today's discussion. I think 5 minutes I will just ask if for implementation part, if there are any questions, because then I will be going to, you can say, demonstrate some case studies which we have done. So some people might have done even better than that, but just to have idea, I will show you some case study. But before that, this implementation stage, if anybody has got any question, I will be happy to answer. Else, I will go to the case study. 1 minute I will keep for anybody has got any question to answer to the best of my ability. Okay, so let us go to the last part of our discussion. A few case studies which we have done as a our engineering college as a community engagement program. Our college was basically based with the mission and vision of community engagement, social responsibility. So even though NEP was not there, there was no mandate But as a, you can say, mission vision of our parent society and institution, such work was taken. So what we have done for undertaking social engagement or community engagement program, the first and foremost thing which we did and which I will like to share with you as a essential step probably is sensitization and volunteerism creation. Most hurdle part, my 42 years of experience tells me that spirit of volunteerism is vanishing at very, very high rate from our institution and from society in general. There could be a number of reasons, but result is people don't volunteer for any activity. If their general approach is मुझे क्या और मुझे नहीं तो मुझे क्या, मेरा क्या और मुझे क्या, मेरा क्या है इसमें, if I don't get anything फिर मुझे क्या. So that was the detrimental part of, you can say, main hurdle, that voluntarism, everything has to be made compelled. And social engagement cannot come out of only compulsion. Some voluntarism and sensitized heart and mind have to be there. And when they used to come to engineering college, I am giving the case study of engineering. Main problem was the students probably have not gone to any educational institution after 10th. This 10 plus 2 of engineering aspiring student, they spend most of the time in their coaching classes, JEE coaching class and NET coaching class. So they are in the environment of coaching institution rather than educational institution. And coaching institution environment is by marks milane hai. Their target is to earn marks. They don't have to do anything with the rest of the world, not even with family. They don't care what is happening in family. They say, no, I have got my class, I have got my practice exam, I have to appear for competitive exam. I don't care for rest of the world. So this type of psychology gets developed in a tender age during this +2 regime of their education. And with that sense, they come into engineering colleges in first year. So first, foremost, our task was to make them come out of that feeling and coziness and to show them the reality of the world. Because they are young mind, they are very sensitive. What was required is to just touch upon their heart and sensitize them. So for that, what we used to do is that we used to show them other side of the society. Say for example, we used to take them at the night time on those people who sleep on the road. We used to take them to orphanage, girls orphanage, boys orphanage. We used to make them understand that reality. We used to take them to jail. We used to ask them to meet the wards of those who are in the jail many times without any reason. They are even for years together, their cases are not heard in court and they are put behind the bar even though they are not yet convicted. So such people we made at times. Now we are all matured, so I can tell you, we used to take them to red light area also. We used to make them to meet third gender people also. So this is how when they used to see the life in orphanage, of life in old age homes, life in lepers, those who sleep on road, then we used to tell, see, you are very lucky that you are provided with everything, but ultimately these are also part of our society. So once they get, then we used to take about jungle and importance of tree plantation, and we used to get many things done through them. And first year, the specially voluntarism programs we used to have, programs like laptop. Laptop means the first year student plant the tree and they take care of their trees for all 4 years of their study. And after 4 years in their send off, used to put the tag of the student who have planted and nurtured the tree, and we assure them that later on, whenever you will come with your family and children, you can proudly show to your family that this tree was planted by our group. See, my name is also there. So, like that, that created a very positive impact. We used to have a small project like blank pages bank. In engineering, there are more than 40 theory subjects and almost equal number of practical during 4 years of study. And each assignment, notebook, class book, at the end of their session, minimum 3-4 blank pages are available in the book. We used to collect through a team of students blank pages from those students every year, and we used to form the, you can say, copies of 200, 300 pages, and we used to distribute it during our NSS, UBA program or our field visits to orphanages or any other organization. So collecting the pages, making the book, distributing the books, it created very positive impact on in their young minds. We formed a Srujan group wherein students used to celebrate their birthdays, their Holi, Diwali in orphanages. Even the orphan students were called in our college gathering to inaugurate the gathering. They were called to participate in college gathering and other program. So that is how they were further touched with heart and mind. And our main aim of sensitization and creating volunteerism was highly successful during first or second year of their, you can say, association with this program. These are some of the projects I am showing you. This is how many blank pages used to get collected, how books were. These are the types of books and which used to get, you can say, distributed to the student. These are student group activities celebrating birthday and cultural and sports festival. These are all orphanage students which you are seeing playing, and our students are conducting their programs. So this is what we used to do. And once they are sensitized and volunteerism is created, then we start our outreach program. Our methodology now, as I told earlier also, that we have a specifically designed methodology and pedagogy to undertake outreach program. So first to collect the data, undertake the surveys, and once as it is, whatever the village or the community which we are taking, present their condition as it is. First, we will simply try to understand what this community or that village is all about, such as what are their resources, what from where they get energy, whether they burn wood, whether they get electricity, whether they get gas, what are their sources of water, what are water stream, what do they with waste, everything as it is, what are their crops, what type of local, how do they meet their local needs, do they come to city to, or do they have their own shops, what is the mechanism of repairing their motor pumps, their vehicles, such type of only data collection we used to do in a systematic way. Then we used to analyze those survey reports and convert that data into information, and from that information, some problem statement and feasible project. See, there may be n number of problems. We as an institution, we as a student, we as an academician cannot address all the problems. But some small problem definitely we can identify and make a feasible project. So our concept was to prepare the problem statement and physical projects out of it. Then groups were formed in association with progressive villagers also, and it was a joint group of students, and we used to take discussions at village level, identification of problem, planning of project, and then implementation was done. And finally, it was continually monitored, and at the end of the project, what was important was cost benefit analysis and outcome. So these are some of the projects. For 5 minutes only are remaining. So I will go through very in a fast way the projects which we have implemented. The slides are available. I will request Ankit to share all these slides with all participants. So I will go a bit fast because we have to finish in 5 minutes now. So this was empowering marginal farmers. Our vice chancellor, etc. They have visited a farmer through joint efforts could earn almost up to 3 lakhs rupees a year through a farm of 1 acre because of the technological intervention. We have created twin toilet bathroom unit, water use, recycle and conserve. It was developed at a site of migrated labor. They were they were residing on encroached land, so they cannot have any scheme of government because on encroach. So with the permission of Gram Panchayat, at a small size plot on Gram Panchayat, we have created the twin block of bathroom and toilet. You will see that bathroom is on higher side, toilet is at lower. So whatever water comes from bathroom, in between there was treatment tank. It was used for flushing in toilet, and finally that from the septic tank the water was also harvested then and there itself. Biogas plant for Anganwadi was there because in Anganwadi khichdi is prepared. So we have given them a small, developed by our student, designed by our student, a small biogas plant which was sufficient for small Anganwadi over there. So this is what the students have done. For waste management, whatever green waste comes out or waste food or tomato-like things comes, it was converted into manure and gas then and there itself. Small innovative technology was developed and they are using it. It was a very good project, highly appreciated at high level. Waste was also used and you can say wealth from waste was created. Manure was getting, biogas was also available. During COVID time, low cost sanitizer, UV sanitizer was developed by the college and handed over to the, you can say, that village. Water conservation park was, so this is low cost UV sanitary machine given during the COVID period. So whatever material used to come to the village, first it was sanitized and then only it was distributed to the villager. So there were youth women empowerment program was taken. The student, young people, those who are not young but not going to any college, they were provided with training of two-wheeler mechanic, electrician, welder, plumber. The village has got many two-wheelers. All electricity was there, but there is no mechanic, no electrician, no welder, no plumber in that village. So we have provided training to the students by bringing them to the colleges or at times at their own place. And many of the youth started this plumbing and two-wheeler mechanic workshop in their own village. So they are now doing their own things. So such type of work we have done. So I will go through a fast because now I have to stop. So thank you. All these things are available. I will share with you. Few minutes let us have for discussion because I fully understand for teachers to stay for 3 long hours, that too in a monotonous way, only one person speaking, others are only listening. At least those who are listening, others, those who are on site but doing their own job, we will forgive them. But at least for those who are attending, I appreciate them. I sincerely thank them. And I keep few minutes for question answer. Expressing my sincere thanks to participants, our Ankit and his team. Special thanks to Ankit, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Atik sir, and all team of Madan Mohan Malviya Teachers Training Program. For questions, I stop, and then otherwise my deliberation is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a wonderful session. Participant, if there are any questions or the queries, you can directly ask to Professor Marathe, sir. Please, anyone.
Ankit, I think we should conclude because otherwise also slides you can share with them. If anybody has got any doubt, anytime they can contact.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Definitely, sir. I will share the slides accordingly. Actually, the session is already available on the YouTube, sir. So,
Oh, acha.
so right. Yes, participants, is there any queries or the questions? Sir, I think there is no question. So, shall we conclude, sir? If you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
permit.
please.
So, on behalf of the Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Gandge Baba Amravati University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Marathe, sir, for deep insights and depth of the community engagement. How should the community engagement and HEIs are work together and make the society more inclusive, and we should achieve our agenda, that is of SDG, that is sustainable goal, by 2030, and the new agenda, that is the Vikasit Bharat, the vision of our honorable Prime Minister of India, 2047, that is Vikasit Bharat. So friends, it is a responsibility of society also. आपण मराठीत म्हणतो की या समाजाला काहीतरी देणं लागतंय. So being a higher education institute, it is our responsibility to engage with the communities and work for their upliftment, so that we could achieve our economical development agenda as well as the national development agenda. With this, I again extend my sincere thanks to Professor Marathe sir for being with us, enlighten us, and sharing his valuable, precious time in spite of his busy schedule. I will also extend my gratitude to all the participants for their patient listening and active participation. And with the consent of Professor Marathe sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over here. Thank you. And participants, we will stop here and we'll meet tomorrow with